I'm Michael Beagle here again. I now bring you a fine example of architectural detail by renowned architect Mortimer Lewis, and I thank the Department of Environment, New South Wales Government for the following description. Richmond Villa is constructed on top of a rock shelf above the level of Kent Street, where my father was born, a personal reference. This rock shelf was likely a result of early stone quarrying that took place in the vicinity 1810 to 1830s. This work would eventually form a rectangular alignment to Kent Street. The present wall is a combination of vertically cut outcrops of sandstone with large rock sparrow-picked smooth-faced ashlar stone masonry reaching heights of approximately 3 metres. There is a set of wide trachyte steps, trachyte being an igneous rock, very hard, in a passage cut through the sandstone outcrop, which is augmented with ashlar sandstone, indicating that this wall was upgraded during the works carried out on the wharves and the surrounds. In the harbour, an iron palisade gate secures the base of the steps under a segmental stone arch. Now, the original buildings on this site, part of the group of buildings owned by James Glover, dated from the 1820s. Some of these were demolished and redeveloped in the 1880s. And it does appear that most of these structures were then demolished during the plague resumption works of 1900, with only the adjacent Glover cottages surviving. The site chosen for the reconstruction of Richmond Villa was reportedly vacant from 1880. Richmond Villa was designed as a colonial Georgian villa and was most likely an amalgam of designs from London's Pattern Book, 1833. However, architect Mortimer Lewis also experimented with the new Romantic Gothic style and introduced elevational features such as the decorative veranda, eaves, fascia and bargeboard from Ziegler's The Royal Lodges, 1839. In so doing, Lewis presages the impending Romantic movement in architecture. The villa itself is a 2-storey building with underground basement. Constructed from thick sandstone walls, the ground floor features a half-round projecting bow window in the drawing room, but instead of an encircling veranda, Lewis ran a straight veranda across its face. The bow features 5 sets of curved French doors with transom lights and internal shutters. The second principal room features a rectangular bay window with Gothic-inspired window openings. The veranda is paved with stone flagging. Generally, the windows throughout the rest of the building are simple rectangular openings with stone lintel and timber multi-pane windows, double-hung windows. The upper level windows on the front face are broken into 4 by a large transom and mullion, and each panel appears to be a 4-pane awning or casement window. There is one blind window which appears to have been opened in 1978. The building originally fronted a garden facing east towards the domain, with its main entrance from the west in Domain Terrace. After reconstruction, the building now faces west towards Kent Street. The ground floor consisted of the drawing room and another principal room with a rear stair and small space off the entry hall. The upper floor has been described as less successful, consisting of 2 large rooms at either end with a much smaller room set of a central corridor running along the length of the building. Above the entry hall, the space has been further divided. The divisions of this space may have derived from its latter use as a parliamentary space. The basement reflects the planning of the ground floor with further subdivision, and it's accessed by what would be originally have been the back steps. The building was originally described as having a timber shingle roof that was replaced with a corrugated iron roof in 1890. In 1892, the plan shows the details of an entrance porch to the rear entrance that was demolished by 1920. This was reconstructed in 1978. Alterations were made in 1912, including new windows to the ground floor on the north and south walls. The bathrooms were remodelled in 1934-36. In 1945, an external access was cut for the cellar and in the 1950s the upper level was converted into sleeping quarters for 10 and the ground floor dining room was subdivided into 3 rooms with the original door removed. The dismantling and reconstruction of Richmond Villa in 1975 to 1978 involved a very considerable intervention in the fabric. During this process, many of the details needed to be reconstructed. The glazing bars, for example, had been removed in the 1970s and had to be reconstructed. The fretwork was reinstated based on surviving detail, and the roof was reconstructed as a timber shingle roof. The guttering detail appears to have related to the metal roof more than the shingle roof, and the original configuration is not known. That's Richmond Villa, a fine extant residence in Sydney CBD. Thank you for watching and being part of this video series.